Hello my dear students, welcome to the lecture video on English composition. I am Shamant, Assistant Professor from Department of Mechanical Engineering. Before we start this particular lecture, let us try to understand what is an English composition. English composition basically is an act of writing. Compose is nothing but to put together. We generally call English composition as an act of writing. So in this lecture, you will be learning what is a paragraph unity, what are linkers or connectives, and then we will also look into the sentence rearrangement. First, let us try to understand what is a paragraph. A paragraph forms a basic unit of the composition. It consists of a group of related sentences that develop one main idea. This is very much important. Whenever you write something, if you are told to write an essay given a topic, then that becomes your main idea. The topic becomes the main idea. And based on the topic that is given to you, you go on putting together the words, and those words becomes one paragraph. And the paragraph is one basic unit. Likewise, you join more and more paragraphs to make it an essay or an article or a journal. A paragraph has three main parts: introduction, body of the paragraph, and then conclusion. Introduction generally talks about the topic sentence, whatever the topic is given to you or for which the writer is writing a paragraph, that becomes a topic. And then the body of the paragraph. The body of the paragraph generally contains the supporting sentences for the topic sentence. And then finally, the paragraph is concluded with a concluding sentence. So these are the three main parts in a paragraph. Now, as you have understood what is a paragraph, let us now try to understand what is unity in a paragraph. Unity in a paragraph means that the entire paragraph should focus on one single idea. The supporting details should explain the main idea, and also the concluding sentence should end the paragraph with the same idea. So here, unity in a paragraph relates to one single idea or a main idea which a reader understands when he is reading a paragraph or an article. So when a writer is writing something, he has this idea in his mind and he goes on developing the paragraph. So this is how you write a paragraph. So there should be some unity. You cannot have some sentences just combined in between the paragraph to talk about a different idea. So whenever you are formulating a paragraph, then you have to write it with one single idea. Say for example, you are talking about Republic India. When you are talking about Republic India, all the sentences that you form should be with respect to India, but you cannot add anything in between which diversifies the statement, or you cannot tell something else than the main idea. This is what unity in a paragraph is. So let us see an example. The example of a human body. Here, the number of sentences in a paragraph have been marked for your better understanding. The first sentence says, "The human body is a wonderful piece of work that nature has created." As we have understood that a paragraph contains one introduction sentence and then there are supporting sentences and then a concluding sentence. So the first sentence is always an introduction or a topic sentence. So what does the writer say here? The human body is a wonderful piece of work that nature has created. So the writer is writing a paragraph with respect to human body and how wonderful the human body is. Let us see what are the supporting sentences now. In the second sentence, he says, it is not beautiful like the body of a butterfly or peacock, but it is shaped practically. So here, the writer is comparing the butterfly and peacock's body to the human body. He says it is not so beautiful, but it is shaped practically. Third sentence, it can do many types of work which other animals cannot. Fourth sentence, it is not strong like the body of a tiger. Fifth sentence, but in place of physical strength, it has a big and sharp brain. Now, though the writer is saying the body of humans is not as strong as tiger, but in place of physical strength, we have a big and sharp brain. Understanding that we have big and sharp brain here is not enough. So here we have become little curious to read the entire paragraph. What is the writer saying? So here we have a proper connection between all the sentences. As you go on reading, it becomes more curious to read the further sentences. This is how you connect each and every sentence and make it all supporting sentences so that the reader, whoever is reading, understands the paragraph very clearly. Now, let us see what is there in the next sentences. By using this brain, so now he started what happens if humans uses their brain. By using his brain, the human physique has been able to overcome many of its limitations. By sitting in an aeroplane, it flies faster than a kite. By riding a motorcycle, it travels faster than a leopard. And by firing a machine gun, it fights much better than a tiger. So here he is clearly justifying why human body is a wonderful piece of work. Because of the bigger and sharper brain, we are able to fly faster than a kite sitting on a aeroplane, then travel faster than a leopard riding a motorcycle, and then we can fight much better than a tiger having a machine gun. In spite of all this, the human body suffers from many diseases because it has a weakness for habits such as smoking, drinking, and overeating. When it is healthy, the body can give great pleasure, but when it is sick, it can cause great pain. So now this has become a contrast. So to whatever the sentences were there which compared to animals, now we have a contrast being said because this paragraph is in the verge of completion. Now the writer is concluding. In the last sentence, he concludes by saying, the wise man would always keep his body fit because a healthy mind can work only in a healthy body. So he's saying that a body has to be maintained healthy to keep the mind very fit. So it is not only important to keep our body fit, but also to keep our mind fit so that we can do wonders. That is what the paragraph says. So you saw the topic sentence here, and then the supporting sentences, and then concluding with a proper sentence. So this is how you need to write the paragraphs. So this is what composition is. Composition is nothing but collection of words which forms a sentence, and collection of sentences becomes a paragraph. I hope you understood what exactly a paragraph is. So now let us understand what are linkers or connectives. As you have gone through a paragraph, you will be very much familiar with what are linkers. Linkers are nothing but the words that relate one idea or sentence of the text with another. They connect the ideas logically. They are also called as transitions or discourse makers. They give direction to the writer. So let us see in the paragraph whatever we have seen. So here the human body is a wonderful piece of work that nature has created. It is not beautiful like the body of a butterfly or a peacock, but it is shaped practically. So here but became a linker between one sentence and the other. Next, again, here you have one more linker but in place of physical strength, it has a big and sharp brain. By using this brain, the human physique has been able to overcome many of its limitations. So this became one linker for the other sentence. Then in spite of is one more linker. In spite of all this, the human body suffers from many diseases because it has a weakness of so and so. So this becomes one of the linker. Then you have when as the linker, and then at the end in the concluding statement we have because as a linker for the previous statement. These are some of the linkers that you can use in a paragraph. There are different types of linkers. You can just see in this column: cause and effect, comparison, contrast type of linker, time related linkers, addition related linkers, example, and summary. So if at all you want to compare two sentences, then you can make use of linkers like similarly, likewise, whereas, but, on the other hand, except, in the same way. Example: life is difficult in extreme poles. Similarly, it is horrible near the equatorial regions. So similarly became a linker which is comparing two statements. Now, addition. When you want to add some ideas to a particular statement or a sentence which you have already written, then you can use addition type of linkers. Addition linkers examples are and, also, even, again, moreover, further, likewise. So the broad meaning is that it adds ideas in support of the main idea. Example: it is very hot today. Moreover, there is a power outage. So here you are conveying that the temperature is very hot. Likewise, there is also a power outage at your place. So this is how you make use of linkers. I appeal to just go through these types of linkers with the examples and the broad meaning so that you get an idea about what are the linkers and how you can actually use it in the paragraph. You are all familiar with the linkers, but you are not aware of what exactly the linkers were. Now you have got a clear idea about what are the linkers. You just go through the paragraph and start understanding wherever the linkers you can put. The next topic in this particular lecture is sentence rearrangement. Sentence rearrangement forms an important topic for your English composition as well as the competitive exams, whatever you face. So, if at all you are familiar with vocabulary and all the linkers or connectives, and then if you know how to compose a different words or a sentence, then this rearrangement will not be a difficult task for you all. So basically, the rearrangement, as it says, it is nothing but arranging group of words or sentences. Sentence rearrangement refers to rearranging a bunch of lines which are presented in a jumbled manner in the question. So it might be words which are jumbled in the sentence, or it might be the entire sentence in a paragraph which might be jumbled. So your task will be to rearrange it so that it forms a paragraph which gives you a main idea. So generally there are four basic formats in which the questions might be asked. The basic format where all the statements are given in the jumbled form. So if you have a paragraph with 4 sentences, all the 4 sentences might be jumbled. And then you might have static first statement. The first statement remains constant, all the others are jumbled. And then you have static last statement. Last statement remains constant, all the others are jumbled. And then static first and last statement, where you have first and last statement which is static, which is fixed, and then in between the sentences might be jumbled. So here, when you have a paragraph and then the sentence are jumbled, you generally call them as parajumbles. First, let us see how the arrangement takes place within a sentence, and then we'll move on to the parajumble. So this is an example. Here you have different words which forms a sentence. You need to frame it properly so that it gives you a proper meaning. So what are the words here? Extremely, grief, it is, that matter, unkindly, animals are exploited. So here with the given words, you need to frame a meaningful sentence. So let us see how it can be framed into a meaningful sentence. It is extremely a matter of grief that animals are exploited unkindly. So with the words, what has been done is now the words has been rearranged properly so that it forms a meaningful sentence. So this is how we rearrange sentences. Second example, wooden stage, painted back cloth, the decorated with a vase. So with this, I can actually reframe it as the wooden stage was decorated with a painted back cloth. So this is how you rearrange sentences. Now, as we have understood how to rearrange the sentences, here is an example to understand the jumbled sentences in a paragraph. So the question is given jumbled. You have four sentences and all the four sentences have been jumbled. You have options lying in front of you. 2413, 2143, all these numbers says that which sentence should come in which order. So first option says 2413, it means that you are starting with second sentence, then adding fourth sentence to the second sentence, and then the first sentence, and then third sentence. You need to identify which option gives you the right sentence and it forms into a meaningful paragraph. So let us see one by one. First option 2413, it says most computer users develop disorders because they ignore warnings like tingling fingers, a numb hand, or a sore shoulder. So now the writer is talking about the disorders developed by usage of computers. When you use more computer, you might acquire these disorders like tingling fingers, a numb hand, or a sore shoulder. To this, if at all you start with this particular sentence, this becomes an introduction, that is a topic sentence. Now you have to find a supporting sentence for this. So supporting sentence for this, they say fourth. In the first option, it says fourth sentence. But cures are elusive. Here, when the sentence is being started with but, it means that there has to be some other sentence in the previous, which has to be joined to the second sentence. But here, fourth option is not the correct answer. So let us move on to the next option, 2143. So keeping 2 as the introduction sentence, when you look at first sentence, it says thus. Thus begins the search for relief. So even here, thus is not suitable to be joined after the second sentence. So this is again eliminated. And the third sentence, the third option talks about 2314. The 2 we have already fixed that as the first statement or the introduction sentence. Now moving on to the third sentence, they keep pointing and dragging until tendons chafe and scar tissue forms, along with bad habits that are almost impossible to change. So this actually can be combined after the second sentence. So this becomes the next sentence, supporting sentence. And then thus begins the research or search for relief like painkillers, ice, yoga, herbs, or even surgery. So this third sentence becomes the sentence which is talking about relieving the pain that has been developed because of the computer usage. And then last sentence, but cures are elusive because whatever the cure you get through the usage of painkillers, ice, yoga, herbs, they are elusive because repetitive stress injuries present a bag of ills that often defy easy diagnosis. So this is how you rearrange the sentences in a proper way and then finally come to one particular paragraph which gives you a proper meaning. This is all about para-examples. So I guess you have understood about the paragraph unity, linkers or connectives, and then sentence rearrangement in this particular video. I hope you have listened to this video carefully. If you have any doubts, please ask your respective faculty and then get it clarified. Thank you. Have a great day.